Hi. Unlike Rowena, I actually didn't know why I joined the AFP. So I'm just going to have to tell you how I got to forensics. When I was at school, year 11 and 12, the subject I liked most was biology. Chemistry not so much, and physics not even, but I knew I wanted to do a science degree. And so when I went to uni, I did every anatomy related subject there was, and also the forensic ones. And I knew I wanted to do something in forensic science when I was older, but I ended up doing something completely different for my honours degree, which was neuroanatomy. And then I took some time off and I went overseas, and then I came back and I thought, okay, I'll start a forensic diploma course in Melbourne. But that wasn't very good, I didn't like it. Did a couple of subjects and I thought, okay, I'll apply for the AFP. And it's not like I've ever thought I wanted to be a cop, because I definitely didn't. I never entered the thought of being a police officer into my mind. But then when I was 23, I came to this very college and started my training to be a federal agent. And I spent the first couple of years in the National Investigations team in the Sydney and Melbourne office. I worked on fraud, drug, people smuggling, counter-terrorism, and then I moved to close personal protection. And I got to travel all over Australia, and I had some amazing experiences. I was on protection teams for the Sydney Olympic Games, and then later on in 2002 I travelled to East Timor, part of the Prime Minister's protection team. And that was all, it was amazing, and it had nothing to do with forensic science. Now the AFP has a very strong family-friendly policy, and you've heard about that already, and I can vouch for that 100%. With each of my 4 children, I took a year off, and then I worked part-time in between that. And granted, the jobs weren't the exciting ones I'd had before, but they fitted in perfectly with our lives. There was flexibility. The teams that I worked in were just very supportive, and it kept me working for the AFP, which is important because a lot of the time you have to quit or you have to move completely to a different area. And then, almost 10 years after I joined the job, I started my Masters in Forensic Science. By that stage, I was itching to get into forensics. We'd moved to Canberra, and this is basically where the crime scene stuff interested me the most. I finished my Masters, and then in 2011, I joined the crime scene team as a full-time investigator. And it honestly has been everything I've imagined. It's the perfect mix of investigations and science. And when I turn up for work, I generally don't know what jobs I'm going to get. I don't know where I'll have to go, and I don't necessarily know what kind of people I'll meet. And basically it's that variety of work that keeps me interested and just keeps me coming every day and wanting to do my best. The team that I work with are fantastic. I actually can't imagine any other organisation that offers such fantastic opportunities. And I don't just mean travel, because you get that in many other jobs. I'm referring to just the chance to be a part of something important, to be part of things that make a difference to our community, and even just to represent Australia on an international level. Most recently I was deployed to the Netherlands in relation to the MH17 disaster, and just to work in the international victim identification teams was a privilege. And it is something that I'll never forget, and I don't know where you'll get it in any other organisation. Not once during my career has my gender been an issue, nor being a mother. I've not applied for a particular position, or not applied because I was female. It's just never entered my thoughts. I've never been made to think that I couldn't do something, and if I didn't get a job, it's because I just wasn't suitable, or I wasn't competent, didn't have the skills. It had nothing to do with my gender. The majority of the crime scene team that I work with, they are female. 75% of my direct supervisors are female, and a lot of the police investigators that I work with are also female. So my advice to you considering the AFP is not to compare yourself to someone who's sitting next to you, or pigeonhole yourself as a particular somebody who is going to do a particular job, because there are so many opportunities in this organisation, and I bring a unique range of experience and my personality to the job, and every one of you will as well. And organisations need people from different backgrounds, with different ways of doing things, different ideas, and that's what helps to achieve the results that the AFP gets. And I would also suggest to think about what you enjoy doing, what you're good at, and picture yourself in a career that actually gives you satisfaction. It's not just a salary, it's not just money in the bank. My crime scenes, the scenes that I attend range from burglaries to foreign investigations, stolen motor vehicles, property damage, all the way to the violent crimes against people. And I'm constantly learning, whether that's via training courses or conferences or just working with more experienced people. And it's just plain interesting. And you'll spend so much of your time at work that you need a job that is interesting, that gives you challenges, that gives you variety, and also gives you the knowledge that you're doing something good for the community, that you're giving back, and also just choose a job that complements your values. I never thought I'd be with the AFP long term, to be honest, but now 16 years later, I'm still here, and I can't imagine leaving, so thank you.